Hi there, Juke owners. Today in your 2011 Nissan Juke, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install Curt's Class 1 1¼ inch trailer hitch receiver. This is what our hitch looks like when it's installed. You will be able to see the cross tube across the bottom as well as the receiver here at the back, but it is tucked up underneath fairly well so it won't detract from the looks of the vehicle too much. It uses a 1/2 inch hitch pin and clip. Now one doesn't come included with the hitch, but you can pick one up here at etrailer.com. Underneath, it has plate-style safety chain loops that has a medium-sized opening that should accommodate most shape, size, and styles of safety chain. It features a 200-pound tongue weight, which is the force going down on top of the receiver. That's going to be plenty for a bike rack loaded up with 2, maybe even 3 bikes. It also features a 2,000-pound gross towing capacity, which is how much it can pull behind it. And with that, you could carry a very small trailer, such as a small utility trailer or a jet ski trailer. Now I've got some measurements for you to help you when deciding on accessories. From the ground to the top inside edge of the receiver tube, it measures about 11.5 inches. This is important when determining if you need to drop, rise, or raise shank in any of your accessories. And from the center of the hitch pin hole to the edge of the rear bumper, it measures about 4.5 inches. And this is important when determining if any of your folding accessories can be placed in the upright storage position without contacting the bumper. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's go through the installation together so you can have the confidence to do it at home. We'll begin our installation underneath the vehicle. On our passenger side, you're going to find your tow hook. We're going to run and remove that. We're going to use an 18mm socket to do so. I went ahead and sprayed a little penetrating oil on there just to help them come out because it is an older vehicle, so it is a bit rusted. There are 2 bolts located on the bottom and 2 on the side. It's usually easier if you get the side ones out first because you can usually get an impact or a tool, power tool on the bottom ones to take those out. We'll then set this aside. We won't be reinstalling it. We'll now drop down our exhaust. Before you do that, it's a good idea to put a strap in place to provide some support for your exhaust. And this will just ensure that when you drop it down, it doesn't drop down too far and cause any damage. We'll then remove the exhaust hangers, put some spray lubricant on it, and that'll make it a little bit easier to get them off of there, and then you can just pry them off. There's one located on your passenger side here. On your driver's side, there's going to be 2, one in front and back of your muffler. We're now on the driver's side. You'll see some buildup here on the bottom of your frame. You're going to want to cut this off. So check both sides of your frame, and anywhere that you see it where your hitch is going to contact the frame, it needs to be removed. This is excess sealant located on the bottom that you don't need. We'll now take our hitch. We're going to lift it into position over the exhaust. Line up the holes in your hitch with the holes in the bottom of the frame. On our passenger side here, we're going to be using the larger bolts and washers that come in the kit. Place the washer on the bolt with the teeth facing away from the head of the bolt and up towards the hitch. And it'll thread right into the bottom of the frame. Once you get one started on each side, the hitch will hold itself up, making it easier to install the rest of your hardware. On our passenger side, it's going to be similar, but we're going to be using the smaller bolts and washers that come in our kit. There's going to be 2 bolts located on the bottom side of the frame on each side, and 2 bolts on the side of the frame on each side. All the bolts on the passenger side will be the same size, and all the bolts on the driver's side will be the same size. We can then go back and tighten down all our hardware. On the passenger side, we'll be using a 19mm socket to tighten down the bolts. And then on the driver's side, we'll be using a 17mm socket. For your side bolts, if you're using a power tool like we are, you may need a swivel. Otherwise, you just have to use hand tools like a ratchet or wrench. We can then go back and torque all of our hardware to the specifications found in our instructions. We can now put our exhaust back up. Just put a little lubricant on your hangers and then just lift them back into place and slide them right back on. With our exhaust reinstalled, don't forget to take your strap down, and you're now ready to hook up your favorite accessory and hit the road. And that completes our installation of Curt's Class 1 1 1/4 inch trailer hitch receiver on your 2011 Nissan Juke.